Oh, hello there. I didn't see you there. Let me pause this real quick. Have you ever been in this situation before? Where you're getting to your class, and the weird kid wants to show you a funny video, but you realize the video isn't really funny. It's someone getting beheaded or something like that. I'm pretty sure some of y'all can relate. I'm pretty sure some of y'all are the weird kid. And today, I shall discuss the art of a disturbing film. Hello everyone, Ren here, or Alias, and some disturbing films are made by what's pretty much the weird kid at school. And I shall discuss three of them that encapsulate that. From the most outrageous to the most like, okay, there was something been said, to one that actually, does it right. And the first one that I want to mention is Salò or 100 Days of Sodom. Now, my memory of this movie is a bit foggy. I don't like watching these movies. I don't think anybody should like watching these movies. If you watch them and you enjoy them, that's fine. You're not a weirdo, but it's definitely a movie you don't want to share around that you like. So I won't go too into the details because I'm afraid YouTube will nuke this channel. So basically, the premise is that there's this rich fascist Italian elites in 1940s, Axis power time. These people got this young men and young women to do all this depraved stuff. And there isn't really a plot, which is my main concern with this movie. In Salò, all you see is messed up things happening to people without any real structure. So you see how these young people are being tortured, how they're eating poop, how they're being assaulted, how they're being beaten, killed, stuff like that. Without any message without really any message to back it up. And that, to me, is what makes a bad disturbing movie. I don't know what the message behind that movie was. And before you say, oh, it's actually the artist wanted this to happen, I think that's a cop-out. If I need to learn what the artist's intention was when he made the piece of art, it's a bad art piece. I shouldn't have to read the background of an art to understand it. If I read the background of an art, it should make me appreciate it more. So, Salò 100 Days of Sodom is a bad disturbing movie because there's nothing being said. It's just disturbing scene after disturbing scene with almost little to no plot relevance. Just this girl that says, oh, when I was a prostitute, we used to do this to each other, and then the young people would get that done to themselves. It is mega messed up. You should watch this movie while eating, honestly. Fantastic sit down with your family at the TV meal. So, what is the middle of the road movie, in my opinion? The other one is Hostel. Now, Hostel, if you're familiar with the disturbing movie scene, is a movie that's pretty much that people boil down to torture. Can I say that word? Torture porn? I'm gonna bleep it if I can't say. I'm gonna bleep it just to be safe. And why? Because the torture scenes are brutal. I still remember the scene where the guy tries to stand up and his Achilles just, go forward. He goddamn Peter Griffins into the ground. So, how is that movie just not that? Just disturbing to the sake of disturbing? Cause it's a movie about stranger danger. I got that from the movie. You shouldn't, if you're a young guy in a foreign country and these two hot women wanna spend time with you, you should be careful. I get that from the movie, stranger danger. And you need to read an encyclopedia to know, oh, the director wanted to make this movie about this. But no, Hostel is a movie that warns you about that. It could also be about how rich people can do whatever you want in these less developed countries, because these rich guys can rent out these people to torture as they please. And yeah, it's a good, disturbing movie. It's really hard to stomach. If you want to see it, watch it with a loved one or someone you trust, because you probably don't want to watch this movie alone if you're really squeamish. And I like the ending. There's 2 endings to this movie, so spoiler warning: if you plan to watch Hostel, skip to this part. But I'm gonna talk about spoilers because I feel like it adds to having a point on the movie. So the first ending is our main guy finds the guy that was torturing him, and he kills him, with a hammer on a public place. Like, he sees the guy has a daughter. The guy goes to the bathroom and he just kills him. So, he got his revenge. The second ending, which I didn't like, is the guy kidnaps the guy's daughter and he is presumably gonna torture her to death. Which I didn't like because it makes you hate the main guy. It makes you wish, like, oh, if he was this messed up that he's gonna take it out on an innocent girl instead of the guy, then he should have been tortured. He does deserve everything that happened to him. But I digress. Hostel is a pretty decent, disturbing film. The only reason I have it this like in the middle is because it did go a little bit overboard on torture. Like, it felt unnecessary. Felt like, okay, we got it. It's stranger's danger, but hey, the artist to each artist their own vices. Also, fun fact about Hostel. The country it's supposed to take place had to make a public statement about, like, this doesn't happen in our country. You're pretty safe to travel here. And the director had to, make a statement about that. Like, hey, we just chose the location because we thought it was random. If you go to this country, you're going to meet lovely people and you probably won't get kidnapped and tortured by some rich assholes. The most disturbing film anyone can think of the top of their heads is a Serbian film. I know I just badmouthed the whole, if you read, I should understand the things from the movie, and the background knowledge should amplify it. And a Serbian film is how that applies to this. Because if you watch it, the only thing you're going to think of is like, that was really messed up, and the title is ingrained to your head, a Serbian film. And if you read why the director did that, it was because the director hated the Serbian films at the time. He hated how clean they had to be, how censored they had to be, how tight the news were around their necks on what they could be shown and what couldn't be shown. So he made the movie. He titled the movie a Serbian film, so anybody that watches it links it to the country of Serbia. It was a protest film that if you watch it, you're gonna get the message without me telling you that, oh, this is a messed up movie with the title of a Serbian film. So you always link this messed up movie to Serbia. And that was the goal of the director. And now that you know the background, you appreciate the movie more. It makes more sense, all the torture you've seen. And now, I do think it's a little too gratuitous. He didn't have to include the... There's a very specific scene that, made me physically recoil that I wish no one would see. Do not watch this movie at all. If you want to watch it, watch Big Whale explanation of it. Put someone else, put some filter between you and the movie. But anyways, what's the last movie I wanna mention? It is Martyrs. So Martyrs is a disturbing film that has a message that you don't need to know anything about. You can just watch the movie and get the message. And it's a really good movie. It has a really good story. And all the torture and all of this, it feels gratuitous at times. You're like, why is this happening? But as the movie continues, you realize, all of this torture makes sense within the context of the movie. It's not just torture, to be gratuitous. And that, to me, is the most perfect form of a disturbing film, where all the disturbing things that are happening in the movie lead up to something. They're not just there to prolong the runtime. Like in Hostel, sometimes we got it that, okay, they're getting tortured and this is bad. In Martyrs, all the torture leads up to a big reveal at the end. So if you haven't seen Martyrs, I highly recommend you watch it. Do not watch the remake. There was an American remake of Martyrs. Watch the French version. It's probably the only thing good that to come out of France other than Miraculous Ladybug. That is the art of making a disturbing film. It needs to lead up to something, and it needs to have a good story. If it doesn't lead to anything, it's just gratuitous violence for the sake of it. If it doesn't have a big message or there's no big story, it's just gratuitous. You know, it's just, okay, you're just there watching torture porn. But a good disturbing movie will have something lead up to it. So yeah, that has been all. This has been Ren, or Alias. Go watch Salò with your family. You'll all enjoy it. Bye bye.